Hello, today we will see how to create DynamoDB table and some introduction to DynamoDB, some introduction to flexible schema and hands-on about DynamoDB table. So what is DynamoDB? So it is a NoSQL database developed by AWS. So it is a proprietary and you cannot use DynamoDB outside AWS. It can be used as a key value database or document database. Another example of document database is a MongoDB, which is very popular database. DynamoDB acts similar to MongoDB, but most probably it is like straightforward thing. MongoDB is much advanced than DynamoDB, but DynamoDB is very fast. The response time is in milliseconds typically, and even if you have very large database like petabytes of database, still the response time is in milliseconds. And this is the beauty of DynamoDB. It is managed by AWS, and it means that you don't have to do anything. That is, no provisioning of EC2 or backups. Everything is done by AWS, so it is very easy to use this database. This is a dashboard in AWS console which shows DynamoDB. It has tables, and table is the basic unit of DynamoDB. And in case of DynamoDB, tables are not related with each other. Every table is separate and every table is denormalized. That is, you include all the information in a single row or single document of that database, and no two tables are related with each other by any means. DynamoDB has a schema on read or a flexible schema. What it means is that, like a relational database of Oracle or MySQL, you don't have to design schema in advance. You have to design, but you don't have to enter in the database. Means the schema can be flexible. You can enter column at any time, you can drop column at any time. Only thing is that the partition key and sort key has to be there. If you define partition key and sort key, which we will see how to define that, then that has to be provided. Otherwise, all other columns or all other information is totally flexible. So this is where we start for creating a database in DynamoDB. So we press create table. This is a table information we have to provide to create a table. It is very simple thing to do, and I will explain as I go. So I will just go through the table structure, what we are designing. This is a sample table. Suppose you are managing HR department and you have to enter information about employees. So we are creating a sample table which contains ID, which is number, and that ID will work as a partition key. Then personal information. This information will be in a map format, that is key value pairs. I have included two key value pairs, that is first name and last name. Then skills, it is a list of string. Why I am including all these types? To show or to demonstrate you can use like numbers or strings or map or list or boolean, all type of things in DynamoDB without any problem, and you can query them as per for any column. Then another is salary, which is a number, and I'm using this as a sort key. Then there are optional fields. What are optional? Means you can include or you can exclude these fields and the table will not have any problem with it. Unlike MySQL or relational databases, in NoSQL, it is not mandatory to provide all the things. If the value is null, just omit it. It will save your space, it will save your headache. So these are optional fields I'm including to show that the flexible schema can be used. One is hobby and another is Boolean value, that employees completed 5 years in a company or not. So we will start designing a table for DynamoDB. So this is create table. Table name is employee. because we are gathering information about employee. Then partition key is ID. What I have shown here, that is ID, which is number, and a partition key. Then sort key, we are sorting this by salary, and salary is a number. We are using default setting, everything. I will explain what is WCU or RCU, not in this, but in a different lecture, because it is a very different and large topic. And so after using all the default settings, just create table. And it will take some time to create table. So table employee is getting created. So in tables, we have employee table, which is now active. We will click on that employee table, explore table items. So there are no items because we have not entered anything yet. And now we are going to add items into this table. So click on this create item, and this ID as a partition key and salary as a sort key. These are mandatory. We have to define it. And all other fields are optional. So we are defining this as 1, 2, 3 as a ID, and salary we are entering as 200,000. Then we have to add new attribute, and we get all options of what type of data you are entering for that particular column. So I will enter all the things and show you once I enter it. So I have entered the values and I will show it. So this is map, like personal information. So in map, these are key value pairs. That is, first name is John, last name is Doe. Then this is a list of skills. So the skill is Java, Python, and Ruby. So it is a list of all skills the person have. Then whether job is remote, it is a Boolean value, true or false. And the hobby is a list. So I expand it. It has trekking and swimming. I have included 2 values. And the whether the employee has completed 5 years or not. So these are optional. Actually, everything is optional except partition key and sort key. Sort key is also optional, but if you have decided that to use sort key, then you have to enter that sort key and then create item. So this item is created. So we can see the item, say same thing it is saying. And now comes the interesting part of DynamoDB, to see the internal structure of what we have entered. So I'm just clicking on this particular item, and you can see same thing, that is attribute name, that ID, salary, all these things. But the another good thing is that if we use JSON view, this is how DynamoDB stores the data internally. It is like more complicated than simple JSON. So DynamoDB stores the type of data in JSON itself. So ID is n is number, salary is also a number, then this value is Boolean, then this is set, this is map, and all these things. And if you don't want to complicate these things, then you can just use a simple view. So this is how DynamoDB uses it internally. And if we want to create another item, we can use JSON view and simply copy and paste JSON view from previous thing and change whatever you want. So it is much simpler. So we can say Boolean values from false to true, or you can change the name or anything, whatever you want. And you have to at least change the ID or primary key. So I'm changing it, and you can save or create item. Then another item is created. That same thing, JSON view, we can see it is separate from previous item. And so this is how DynamoDB adds. So it acts as both as a key value pair or document DB. Thank you for watching this video. In next videos, we will see indexes and other advanced topics from DynamoDB and how to use it, how to query it, how to use particle dashboard to get the queries and all that things. Thank you.